To Coming Through with Houston Hughes. I'm here with Brandon Carl Dugas, Z.I.G, also known as Z.I.G FCF. You can find him pretty much on any platform, right?
Yep.
So, me and Z.I.G, Z.I.G, we go way back, man. Like,
right.
Man, let's see, what was we talking about? The Big Lot days, man. Tossing furniture, shit, hanging out in the back, just fucking like, man, freestyling, doing whatever, just fucking off, talking about how we're gonna be in this position right now. We made it happen. Like we're new steps and everything, new beginnings, everything. How long you been doing your thing?
Man, bro, I've been like at least since high school, junior high school and stuff like that. Yeah. Just like freestyling and rapping and spitting with the boys, and, tapping on tables. And all that good shit.
Yeah.
But like really kind of going hard, like professionally almost. I've been doing it for like I guess about 5 or 7 years when Bo Records was first open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember the screw shop in Orange that was over there right by that little mom and pop music store,
Yeah.
But,
Music Plus.
Yeah, back in the days before you had access of online, all that other shit, like we had to go you had to go to the screw to see what came down through the pipeline and everything, man. I remember going in there like freestyling with people. Yep. Man, like that was the spot back in the days, man. Who inspired you when you was younger? Like,
bro, it was a lot, man. It was a lot of inspiration. Like specifically, like to make me want to start doing. Really, to make me want to start doing it. A lot of it was screwing them.
Yeah.
Because we would always listen to the freestyle tapes and everything like that. Hearing Kiki and Pat, Mike D and them, ESG and them. You know what I mean? Like the whole Screw Up clique, all of that. Houston. A lot of it was UGK,
man.
Especially when I found out where they were from.
Yeah.
That was very, yo, it's right here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was heavy inspiration. But I mean, like I grew, like when I was growing up, I was listening to whatever was on MTV and stuff with like my mama and them.
Yeah.
So, I was always, and my mama was real heavy on listening to music. So it was pretty much from birth, like when I was just a little kid.
Man, so that's the same with me. It was like, 10, 11 years old, started hearing UGK and found out they were from Port Arthur, and that right there was always like, when you're our age, kind of, nothing against our area, but it's a smaller kind of more country town. So when you hear that, somebody from this area is, not only just making it, but I mean, these dudes were doing, Jay-Z and everything, back in the days, so they weren't like small towns. So they gave us like that hyped up energy, to go out and like be like, man, that's what I want to do.
Right.
And then I found out I sounded corny on the mic. So, I was like, man, maybe I need to get some cameras together and shit, I was like, maybe that'll be the better step.
Man, I used to think I sounded corny too, man, but people would always tell me, they was like, Zig, man, you go hard, you sound like you good and shit. But I used to be like, I don't know. But I guess it was always like, personal critique of myself. Get my shit real straight.
Oh yeah, that's like when I do videos, anything, hell, even this podcast, shit. Go back and critique everything. I'll be like, oh man, I sounded, dumb. I sounded super country or some shit on there, and but then everybody else like, nah, you're good. So it's that kind of like mental critique, kind of like you're like, oh no, it ain't good. But then somebody else says good, you're like, all right, it's all right. So, let's see, we're gonna talk about some new music, man. What you got dropping?
Man, you
just dropped something though, right?
Yeah, I get the bag out already with Just T.
Oh yeah.
I produced it and recorded it and engineered it and everything, chopped it up, make it sound good.
And you said, in case people want to look him up, at EYEWAZ.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, and I'll drop a link in the video also, so people can find him, give credit where credit's due, and
For sure.
Everybody gets to the top somehow. So, how's the new song doing? Is it?
It's doing good, man. It's doing real good. We got the heavy promotion on it and everything. We're pushing it real hard. We made MTV News with it. We made the Recording Academy, the Grammy joint with it. And that's through my bro. That's through God. Everything is through God, first of all. But my bro Jesse Atkinson in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been in the game for a long time, like 20 plus.
Oh, damn.
And so he's heavy connected out there. So just promotion through him. That's Urban Threshold PR. And man, we just been pushing it. We got, matter of fact, my bro Shock shocked the world. He put it on. He got me some radio rotation for it and everything like that. So yeah, man, we just been pushing that. We just been really pushing.
Yeah, let's talk about when you went up to Brooklyn, man. How was that? That's like a whole different atmosphere to hear, a whole different rap game too. You know, like you're going from our southern, southern slang rap, everything, to Brooklyn, kind of almost where it started. You know, you had the West Coast, you had the East Coast. So
bro, it was amazing, man.
Yeah,
because my bro, like Robert Armstrong, salute G Rob. I grew up with him and everything. That's my OG. So he was from the Bronx.
Yeah.
So everything he would tell me about New York and everything like that, I was, I always had it in me. I was like, man, what is New York? Like it always seemed like a land far away.
Yeah,
but
like
it was amazing
country.
to think. Yeah, it was amazing to think about.
Right.
And that was my first time being in New York too. So I mean, it was just amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, and that's why I love the big city atmosphere. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the country. We
from the country,
areas and shit.
But there's certain ones of us that got out and we're like, man, this is where it's at. Like nothing against y'all, cowboy boots. Like you do y'all are good.
Yeah.
But the city we're a city where we belong.
City, man.
Yeah.
And it was going down like the whole time. Like there's a lot of building and everything going on over there and everything.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I bet so.
But it was still people out, people all over the streets. I mean, people walking around. Yeah. Big shit was going on.
Man, yeah. See, it's like, man, just when I go out to H-Town, it's like, man, there's always like any day of the week you find something, some kind of something to get into, sporting event, something. People are always out doing something, versus here it's like, man, you got a whole lot of Parkdale Mall, something like that.
Yeah.
Ain't a lot going on. So, but yeah, man, New York's on my list. So, man, like I made it to the West Coast, but like New York's will be on the list.
I need to get to the West Coast too.
Yeah, we're supposed to. Me and my girl's going, man, July or August. Like we're looking at plane tickets, or whatever. She's from there. She's from Inglewood. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, man, I don't even know how I ended up. I was like, got a girl from Inglewood, California. Like that's kind of like where it all started over there too, and shit, Inglewood. So, but yeah, man, we gonna make it up to the West Coast. So, but I'm gonna make it up to New York. I saw that video you did, the freestyle with old dude.
Yeah, with DJ Thorough.
Yeah, man, that shit went hard, man.
Yeah,
so.
Man, I gotta shout out DJ Thorough too, man. That shit was so fun, and he's a cool ass dude. Boy Wonder, the dude. Yeah. He was in there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
See, man, I watched that video. I was like, that boy doing it big up there in Brooklyn, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I was nervous too a little bit, bro, because that was like, first of all, that was my first time being in New York. And
yeah.
Like that was my first time being on like a TV setting like that.
Right. Oh yeah. It's like
know what I mean?
Full production, everything, right?
Yeah. Like so they had the whole shit going on.
Yeah.
It was dope too, man. It was, but that was like my first. Like I went there, and then Jesse told me he gave me the where to be and everything like that and all that shit. So I had to pop up over there. And it was a good thing it was close to the hotel where we was at, so we were able to just walk right up the block,
Man.
And it was right there. So
shit, that ain't bad.
Yeah, and so he put me on the spot with it, and we had the little interview and everything, and then I was kind of thinking like, what am I gonna come with or whatever, and then like I was just like, yo, like let me do it like this.
Yeah.
So I just got into it, and it just came out.
Yeah, hey, that's how the best work's done. We just jump in, kind of. So,
yeah.
Man, let's see. Man, you done any shows lately? Like you got anything going on? Anything?
Nah, I haven't really done shows since we was with Baby Eazy-E and like out there in Houston.
Right.
And we was doing when the Like It came out,
Oh yeah.
Because to me personally, I had been wanting to do shows and everything, but the virus or whatever.
Oh man,
threw a lot of stuff off.
Dude, that fucked a lot of shit up for some people,
Yeah.
So like, how did that affect as an artist? How did that just?
Really, what it made me do, it's okay for me. It slowed down a lot of my working on new stuff, doing a lot of stuff. But it made me zone back in and focus on promotion, putting out what I had already done.
Yeah.
And getting stuff back crispy again, making stuff look more professional.
See that when I started all this, we were still locked down and everything. So I was like, man, I'm gonna make the most of this time inside. Just sit there and piece things together, try to make it happen. So that's the plus side. It gave us an excuse to keep our ass at home and fucking grind. So man, shit, man. That's all I did past year, basically, just grind it out. Just trying to make shit happen. So
Yeah.
but kind of the one good thing with the virus, so man, it helped like keep that focus. I was like, man, I'm keeping my ass inside. They telling me not to leave, so I'm good, man.
Right.
You ain't gotta tell me to keep my ass inside. And y'all go send me some money. Shit.
For real. Cause shit, I used to pop up everywhere, man. Like we was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Like, man, it's like
And then
I went
like,
from being
boom,
everywhere
virus.
to
All right, let me sit down and eat noodles and shit.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, like I went from just covering sports, like, concerts, everything, just nonstop to like a grinding halt. And I was like, man, and I was thinking, man, it's gonna be like a couple weeks. And it's like 2 years later. And I was just like, man, it's like, you know what? Like, if we go stay at home, we're gonna make it happen. So, about what's one of your favorite, like, your personal favorite from your collection, like favorite video you might have done, song, like.
Man, we had just talked about it, but I really like that
Oh yeah. Hey, that like goes hard.
That was fun,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and I feel like Rich really did his thing on the video. It was cool to be in Houston. It's always good to be in Houston.
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
It was really good to meet E3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His name Derek. His real name Derek,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, like right there, like it's almost like everything comes full circle because that's Eazy-E's son, and it comes, so like they're like literally like the originators all over there on the West Coast, kind of, like right there.
It's really a blessing. I got to shout out Goldie, Golden Touch Talent, man, because she the one that like keyed us in to go meet with him anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was and when we got to talk with him and everything, he was talking about. I asked him about the movie, how he felt about the movie. He was like, "Fuck that movie."
Yeah.
He was like, "That shit is not the real." And I know he was upset. I know him and his brother and them was upset because they didn't put them in there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of crazy, but Hollywood gonna do what the fuck.
Oh, they go do whatever to make that present it in a way that they see fit. It's never like true with Hollywood. They're like, oh, let's add something in there to get some extra clicks or views or something. I'm like,
right.
So, yeah, man, that was when I seen you do that with E3, I was
that was
like,
so fun,
dude,
bro.
that
was so amazing, man.
Yeah.
But I've had so many, like it's been so much, like directly right after that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was after that. Then I had linked up with Z.I.G.
Right. Yeah, I was about to ask you how you linked up with Z.I.G and everybody out there.
Yeah, that was my bro ASB and my bro B&B Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Numb and Pain.
Oh, Numb and Pain. Yeah. Was Numb and Pain on like with you, or were they on?
Yeah, they on there.
Okay, yeah. That's what
so they knew, they knew him, and so they, we connected and everything, and we went out there to Houston again, and then we did that video and everything, and that shit was real. That shit was so cool. I remember I was actually riding with him. I think it was a Grand Dam or whatever, and we was. I don't remember where we were going or whatever. I was talking to him. I was like, man, it would be real cool if we can do the video over there by the shop.
Oh yeah,
he was like, the screw shop? I was like, yeah,
man.
So we popped up,
Shit, yeah, that would have been a hell of a trip to go on. I know, man, we kept missing each other. We're supposed to go out to Houston to do a few things, and shit kept coming up, everything. So wouldn't mind like getting out there again, like meeting some other people. I already know so many damn people out there. Between you and me, it's like, man, we could walk in so many damn places and just be like, at least know somebody, So,
like,
but
we're back finally, y'all.
Yeah. Like a short hiatus, but hey, we're good now. Like we're back. The Rona's done bounced out of town, so fucking shit up for everybody.
Damn, man.
Man, so who's if you could collaborate with anybody, like. I mean, that's a tough one because
it is, bro.
Like you got the greats, but then you got the up and comers that just go so hard that you're like, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I told Thorough and them, I was like, I really want to work with Kiki, man.
Yeah.
Because he really influenced me a lot.
Yeah.
Me and him born in the same month.
Yeah.
And everything, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like a connection about the music and the way he influenced me to rap. But like, if Big L wouldn't have passed, I would have really had liked to work with him.
Oh yeah, man. Big L, man. Big L had some joints back in the day, man. Like that.
The lyricism, the way
the lyric.
I never heard nothing like that. Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and then like Michael Jackson, man, I would have liked to really work with him there, cause
Oh yeah, man, Mike Jack, man, he was. Dude got so much bad rap for shit he never even did, you know, and he just kept singing, man. I was like,
kept singing.
Yeah, man, that yeah, like,
man, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
they really drug him through the mud and shit.
Yeah, and man, you got like Snoop, who, you know, that's on everybody's level. It's kind of like on my level. I'm like, man, if I could do anything with somebody, you know, it'd be like, shit, probably just smoke a blunt with Snoop, you know, and just call it a day. It'd be like, hey, man, that's like on the list, you know. But it's like, man, would he be my main pick though to, you know, to collaborate with? I'm like, man, I don't know, you know. So, yeah. Man, and then man, you got man, Big Tony, man, out of H-Town, man, he's like. Man, he's come a long ways, man.
I hadn't really heard of him, but I saw you share something of his.
Yeah, sitting low.
That purple lack he got.
Yeah,
man,
that purple candy coated lack boy, man.
That song is hard.
Man, sitting, yeah, like I went, man. He has a pretty good catalog too, man. He's been going, but man, I think he's like really stepping into that, you know, kind of like almost similar, like you know, Big Pokey in him. You know, he's just you know. Big dude, he's got that kind of like same swagger, you know, that same tone, that H-Town. You know, you hear him, you ain't got no question, like, hey man, that's H-Town, you know.
Yeah, his style, I like,
dude, like
that shit is hard. What's the name of that song, bro?
Sitting Low.
Sitting Low, that's the one.
Sitting Low, man.
It's hard.
Yeah, man, like, yeah, something goes tough. Man, Lil Kiki dropped some new stuff too this year. This year so far, man, out of H-Town, man, there's been some I mean, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Kiki, you know. Big Tony, like and then shit, Big Pokey, he came out with Sensei, man. That album, man, that Sensei album went hard as hell. But then he dropped Right Now, which is man, what was that, about 3 weeks ago, or whatever. And that song goes hard too.
Pokey?
Yeah, Big Pokey, man. So, man, it was whenever he dropped Sensei, man, now I felt like it was like 1998, 99 all over again, because he dropped that like, man, I think it was about 2 weeks after. I think Hardest Pit in the Litter like came out, like, you know, it was within the same month, you know, and I was like, damn, I was like, man, Big Pokey was back, and man, he came back with a vengeance on that one, man. Like, I remember back in the days, I was like, man, Big Pokey, but then you didn't hear it, like, he went silent for a while, man, and then he just came back, man. I was like, damn, I was like, Pokey tearing it up, you know. And so, what you got scheduled coming up, like?
Just a bunch of promotion, man, like I
Like
was glad to be able to make it in here with you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been talking about this.
Man, we've been talking about it forever. I'm like, man, I was like, man, hold on. Let me let you know if this cable works. I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I got to go get another damn cable. This one ain't working. And I get a cable, and I'm like, hoping that damn thing, like, hangs in there a little
Hang
longer.
in there, baby.
Yeah. Just a little bit longer. Come on. But yeah, like, man, every time, but then it was like you said, like, at one time I was like, man, I was like, we can do it. You know, let's just do a dry run. And you're like, man, like, just make sure it's like the mics, everything's working, you know, properly before we just, you know, jump in and throw out some bullshit, you know. So, but for the first one, I'm like, man, like, there was no other guests I'd rather have. I was like, come on, man, like, we go too far back, you know, just riding around, like, freestyling in the car, you know, like, you know, did that video for it, but just, man, all the way back, like I said, like the Big Lots, you know, back there, hide behind the furniture and shit, just fucking freestyling and shit, you know. So I was like, man, I got to bring Z.I.G on, man, see what's going down and shit. So,
yeah. Houston Hughes, baby.
It's
good to be in with you.
You already know, man. So, man, it's like, because we've been talking, not even just this past year, but man, we've been trying to like get some things going, you know. And then it's like you said, the virus and shit, fucking put some brakes on shit. But now it's like everything's opening back up. There ain't no excuse. We got mics, we got cameras.
Everybody, we all grown now.
Yeah. we all might be getting too old, but hey.
Yeah, man, getting a little old.
But one of the things is, man,
seasoned in the game.
Like, you think about how we, like, coming up, how you and I, like, seen the rap game change, you know, like, I mean, you look at, like, shit, I'm trying to think, like,
it was G shit. It was, like, heavy. At first, it was, like some, you know, a lot of hip-hop music, you know, jumping around, bouncing type shit.
Yeah, it was more like a...
And then it just really turned into, like, G shit, like, street shit.
Yeah, because you had, like, the G-Funk sound coming out of Cali, you know, and that was right about the time, like, I think that was right around the time of ESG, like Swinging and Banging, all that came out.
Yeah.
And, Scarface and all that, you know, right there, that early 90s.
Yeah.
Man, like, and just watching it change, man, like.
There was heavy change.
Dude, like, just watching the growth, too, like some of our favorite, like you said, like Lil Kiki, Slim Thug, all those guys that we you know, we admired, like growing up. I was like, man, we got to get on that level, or you know, like they're dropping something new. You know, I remember getting like leaving Orange and like driving hauling ass to Beaumont to go try to find a copy of like the new Big Pokey or something. And then you see them all like growing. I'm like, man, like, and they're still putting out hits, even better stuff than like before. You know, and usually like some people fall off after a little while, and now I'm like, man, they just keep putting out hit after hit out of Houston.
Yeah.
And H-Town still doesn't get any credit. Like,
yeah, I feel
like H-Town has like a little, like I still feel like we have this little market, and I'm like, but we're not, man. Like shit, I've been at Ford before here in Screw, you know, and I'm like,
yeah.
So like,
it's worldwide, bro. It's worldwide, but it just always seems
just not on that like
it's just not
yeah
out there like
yeah. It's
that.
not like on that MTV level or some shit, you know, where it's
Yeah.
like everybody knows, but like once you hear it, you ain't forgetting that shit. Like you can't forget voices like Paul Wall, Big Poke, you know, like those. Like you hear them, you automatically know who that is, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got the late greats, man. Pimp C, DJ Screw, Big Hawk, Big Mo, Fat Pat.
For real.
Man, and you know, shit. We even lost more, you know, like Chucky Trill. What was that? A year ago? Like 2 years ago?
It was real recent.
Yeah. It hadn't been that long, but you know, like so many you know, up and comers that you know gone too soon and shit. But it's like H-Sound's just constantly, man. We're putting out hits. At least to me, they're hits. You know, I'm like, man, why ain't the whole fucking like world jumping on this shit? You know, but
yeah. Well, see, you bringing that up reminds me that when I had went to New York and I was talking to DJ Thorough and everything, he was talking about how like, and he knew himself. He was like, look. He was like ASAP Rocky and them, like so many of the people from out here was influenced by what Houston and what y'all doing down there in Texas, you know what I'm saying, and down in that area. Yeah, and I was like, wow, and like just something real specific. He was talking about like the swangers and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I told him, I was like, bro, I used to have a white Buick with white swangers and Vogues, right? And he was laughing. He was like nobody out here has that, bro. He was like when people talk about stuff like that and everything like that, he was like, y'all are influenced by what they do down there in Houston and everything like that.
Yeah, see, and it was like you got to appreciate to like Scarface and ESG like back in the days, because they were the ones that were making it. You know, you turn on like Yo MTV Raps or something. You know,
right.
Man,
right.
That was so, shit. But like back in the days, it was like,
so
man,
rare to see
Scarface.
Us,
Scarface and ESG. But at the same time, like they really didn't hype like MTV and shit back then. They didn't really hype it up. They're like, oh, these H-Town artists or nothing. Like, you know, like shit until I could look this shit up myself. I didn't know like ESG and, you know, these guys, you know, I'm 11, 12 years old, just find out these dudes are from Houston. I'm like, come on, yeah. I'm like, damn, man, MTV ain't showing no love to nobody.
Yeah.
Back in the days, like shit, they ain't shit no more though. But.
Yeah, and see, that's another like on something like that. And I don't want to speak, you know, like say the wrong shit or whatever, or get too specific about it. But my bro West, UGK West, he was telling me, and you know, I had seen this and heard about this too, and he was talking about how I think it was either MTV or BET or one of them, like they wasn't showing. Like UGK, they wasn't showing some stuff or whatever, but they were like supposed to be on there.
Right.
And like he made back in the day, he made some kind of big thing about whatever it was, BT or MTV or whatever, it ain't down with UGK.
Right.
And that shit like got out there and it went really out there, and Bun like took issue with that or whatever.
Yeah.
But they squashed that, like that's old now, you know what I'm saying? They cool, everything's good.
Right.
But that, for instance, about what you're talking about, you know, it's like, you know, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of strange, like why. It's obvious the role that we play. Yeah. You know, in the game.
Oh, exactly. But they always want to be like the original rap from West Coast, East Coast. I'm like, man, y'all forget how we do it down in the South. It was like a lot of people think that's like, you know, 2000 and now. I'm like, nah, man, like you're talking like 90, like shit, 89. Like if you go back to. Yeah, man, it's got to be like H-Town rap. Go a lot further back than a lot of people know. You know, like
for sure.
Like that whole history of everything's just
sure.
And us being able to just watch it grow. You know, going from like getting mixtapes at our local screw shop and shit, you know, to driving out to Houston just to go find music and everything. And now it's like a little more mainstream. But I'm like, come on, man, like throw H-Town a little more credit. You know,
for sure.
But shit, man, what let's talk born and raised family.
Yeah, I was born in Jennings, Louisiana. You know, so that's I got the roots over there. Both sides of my family is like originally, or they got roots and ties in Louisiana,
right.
you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then I was raised in Orange, Texas, West Orange to be exact, right over there by the Cove. I remember growing up playing a lot of basketball because they used to have like a half court basketball.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over there in the old projects and everything.
Yeah, like Navy Edition. Or was that where it was at, or was this?
Nah, right there in West Orange. It's right there. It was right there by the high school.
Oh yeah, yeah. More towards like a Cove or whatever, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
So all the Cove used to come out there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we would all ball and like a lot of people. Sometimes they'll come from you know the Orange area, East Orange, everything like just all over Orange. They would come out there and play basketball with us. And my bro, like the Armstrong brothers and shit. That's my bros I grew up with. ASB and them. You know, my bros, the Batchan brothers. We would all just play basketball and have fun. And then, like back then, out there, like whenever we would play basketball, and then like a little ways down, there was a field with cows and bulls and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we would always hear them. Like it was country. So playing basketball and everything, and watching basketball and shit. That's where like that song I did called Basketball came from. A lot of influence came from that. You know, because I always was like watching Jordan play and you know, watching all the boys play and shit.
That Lil Boozy song, The Good Old Days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that one, man. He's talking about, he's like, man, the good old days, Michael Jordan's coming on, I'm going home. And I was like, man, I remember those days, man, playing a pickup game, but like, man, I gotta be home like at 7:15, man, Jordan's about to come on, you know, and then like 96 was when Kobe came in the league, you know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe, man. But like, that was almost like a new Jordan to me, you know. So I was like, I called him, man. It became like Jordan's coming on, and it became like, man, Kobe's coming on, you know. It was like Kobe and Shaq's about to fucking throw down, you know. So man, basketball and hip hop though kind of go hand in hand. Hip hop and sports together, kind of really. That's what it was for me. It was like sports, and then it was like hip hop. You know, it was like they all kind of like intertwined for me. It was like couldn't have basketball without my music going, you know. So, and man, it was like that, man, since I was like probably like 10 years old, man, like just listening to songs like what was one of your first CDs? You remember one of your first CDs that you bought was like
one of them was The Chronic. I remember that.
Oh,
we used to jam that like all the time, front to back.
Yeah.
I remember we would write it down, like we would literally write the lyrics down, like what Dre and them was saying. We would write that shit down.
Yeah, you remember because you couldn't just go look up the lyrics, you know, and like so you had to like literally like write it down, like and when certain ones came out, I remember hoping, I was like, man, please tell me they got an instrumental on there or something, you know, because that's the only way you really freestyle, you know, is if like you went and like found an instrumental for us, you know, pop it in. I remember having my little handheld tape recorder, man. I put my CD in with the instrumental on it and hit record on it, like no bass, no nothing, you know, just my first two CDs I bought, man, was House of Pain, which was Fine Malt lyrics with Jump Around was on before it got like turned into like a kid song or some shit by Mrs. Doubtfire or whatever. Like they had it on there. I was like, man, y'all ruining a good song. I was like,
that shit is so pop. That shit got so popular, bro.
Oh, dude, but their whole like, even up till now, man, like House of Pain, all those guys, man, they're still like putting out some legit stuff. And for me, because I'm half Irish, so like, man, I remember I was like Shamrocks and Shenanigans, you know. I was jamming that. Then my other CD, I remember I got my boombox, you know, pumped up, like, fucking go get me a couple CDs, and I had Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh shit.
Man, Poison. I was like sitting there listening. I was like, man, I don't even know. I was so young. I was like, I don't even know what half these dudes are talking about.
That's the truth too.
Man, yeah.
Never trust a big button to smile.
Yeah. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. That's why I was like sitting there. I was thinking about that. I was like, man, that was my first two CDs. Fucking like completely different than anything I listen to now. Like, you know, House of Pain, and I couldn't tell you last time I listened to like R&B or something. You know, like much less Belle Biv DeVoe coming on. You know. The girl's poison. I'm sitting there like, I don't know, I was like, man, I might have been 10 or 11, that song's on, I'm sitting there like jamming the hell out of it. I'm like, man, I when looking back, I was like, I don't even know what these dudes are talking about. They're talking about doing shit to girls and everything that I'm like, hell, I'm afraid to even look one in the eyes at 10 years old. I remember when I turned 16, man, I was able to finally drive to like the lowrider shows and shit in Houston. I remember what the one, man.
Never been to a lowrider show.
Oh yeah, man. But Lil O had a booth up there when the Fat Rat with the Cheese came out.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I had a picture of his booth. Man, Redman was there. shit, UGK, Nas. One time I went, man, like, it was just crazy because I was like 16. Most of my friends, you know, their parents weren't letting them drive out to Houston, you know, so I'd go out there though, and I remember seeing, man, I forget which one of the shows it was, but Nas's Bentley was like parked out back, you know, just casually like right by the, what was it, the Astro Arena, whatever, you know, the, what was it over there? Remember it was, after the Astrodome closed, and they had like the Astro Hall or something or some shit like that over there. It's like all kind of like built together. That's where they had the shows at, you know. And man, I remember those lowrider shows, and they always had like good concerts and shit there, but always had to like go like enjoy like either like an older cousin or somebody, you know, going with me and shit. But rolling out there, it was like that shit got me hyped though back in the days, like going to seeing that so young, you know, man.
Yeah.
And then having a car that I pull up and, you know, like some people that I idolize, you know, and shit, they're sitting there like, dang, man, hey, that car's clean. I'm like, oh, yeah. See how I get fucked with back home in Orange, Texas, riding around Mauriceville. And, you know, like, shit, man. Used to get fucked with so bad.
Cutlass on Dayton?
Yeah, man, my cutlass on Dayton, man.
G shit, too.
Dude, every time I hit a neon light, man, fucking cops, woo. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, it's a green neon light. You see the shit on cars now. I'm like, that was nothing. Like, I had a few lights, you know, like my I had that green crust velvet and deerskin buttons, man. Dude, man, it was so clean. I had like strobe lights, man. I come down the road, I remember buddies be like, man, look like an 18-wheeler coming down the road all lit up and shit, you know. I'm like, man, like that's how I roll, man. Like my dad painted that car for me and shit, man. That was clean, man. Like it was doo-doo brown when I got it, man. I was like, Dad, we got to do something with this. I can't drive it all doo-doo brown, you know. I was like, gotta have my Dayton, so we threw that pearl white on it, man. It was clean.
Doo brown.
Man, doo brown, man. It had a big scratch on the side where the old lady backed into her mailbox, went right down the car. I was like, good. I was like, got that scratch, we're getting rid of the doo brown.
Shout out to Drake, man. You know, but just the thing is like,
right.
Apparently he's been catching wind. He's been hearing stuff, you know, people like little lyrics and you know what people's doing and.
Yeah.
You know, he's taking it for himself, knowing he's the artist that he is, knowing, everybody, you know, loves him, whatever. So he's kind of running with people's stuff or whatever, doing, you know. And, you know, but that's, I mean, so anyway, so, you know, Puda got a song, something about, like, where he's, like, so sexy or whatever. And, you know, I think it's Future. I think Drake got Future on the song, and it's real similar or whatever, you know.
Man, that one song that Drake and Future did, man, was... what was that? A few years ago.
Life is Good?
Yeah, man, Life is Good.
I think I was jamming it earlier.
Dude, I was jamming it. Like, it stayed on the top of the playlist, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, when he's talking about, $50,000 on my hand, little bitch, whatever. You know, I'm just like, God, man, that shit, I get hyped as fuck when I'm talking about that. I'm sitting there looking at my Target watch and shit, acting like I'm like, yeah, look on my wrist, bitch.
I mean, like with the class ring, like, you know, 100,000 for a cheap ring.
Yeah, I'm over here talking about my $24.99 Target special. I'm like $50,000 on my wrist, little bitch. I mean, $24.99, little bitch.
Man, shit.
Man.
But yeah, man, it's just, so, you know, doing that and the shit is just real. It's amazing to even think that you could, you know. But we all connected. That's the way I look at it. The way I see it. People might not realize that, or they might like laugh it off like it's a joke. Right. But really, when you start looking at it, you start peeping shit. Yeah. We are all connected, and this one knows this one, and that one knows that one. Yeah. It's a big world, but it's a small world at the same time. Yeah, it really is. And people do catch wind of what you're doing. Yeah, so that's why. And you influence people. Yeah. You don't even know it. You don't even realize it. Exactly. So that's my goal, man. It's always like, I'm like, you know what, money and all that will come, whatever. But I'm like, man, if I can inspire somebody, like, to, hey, just go out and do what you do, you know, like, don't let nobody, like, especially in this area, man, people, your family, like, respond, like, to, like, your music and everything. How was they supportive, or? Yeah, like, they are, at first, I think they just thought it was like a phase, or, you know, doing what everybody else is doing or whatever. Yeah, that's how then they started seeing me getting in magazines, they started seeing that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the notoriety. And it was like, okay, he's serious about it. Right. This is not something that he's just playing with. Yeah. Or whatever. Right. And they knew like I said earlier, like my mama was real heavy on music. Right. A lot of my Aunt Glenda, Nanny likes music, you know what I'm saying? Right, they all like music. Yeah. So it's not like it's a shock to them that I mess with music.
Right. Oh, yeah,
but it's just to the certain extent, to a certain point when somebody's doing something.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, so like recently, you know, within the past few years or whatever, they saw me really going for it, and they saw me, you know, loving it and doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they was like, yeah, you know, it was like, so they've gotten on board with it, and they, you know, they've really been very supportive and pushed me.
Oh yeah. That's always good though. Have that like support group around you versus like always having to fight people, you know. But like I said, my mom side of the family, like everybody over there's like music, you know, like my grandpa. He used to always tell stories about when he's in the military, like playing at train stations and shit, like George Jones, Johnny Cash, these guys, you know. And I'm like, I remember like hanging out with my grandpa, you know, like sitting there watching him just pick at his guitar, you know, and man, if he wasn't alcoholic like he was, you know, like man, like he could have been like amazing. Like you would hear him and you think it was somebody you heard off the radio, you know. So like, but then like my Mimi, she liked a different kind of music. My mom liked something different. I had cousins, you know, that liked something different. So I was able to like pull all this together, you know. I was like, you know, I can go from Chuck Berry, you know, to Sam Cooke, you know, all the way to like, you know, today, you know, Slim Thug, Lil Kiki, but I'm like, man, we can go all the way back, you know,
right.
Chuck Berry and those guys, man, with them to their music, like, so.
That deep, that vibe, man.
Oh, man,
There's something about that vibe and everything.
Yeah, you can't beat that vibe.
A lot of that is like how I feel about Al Green. When you listen to some Al Green,
dude,
you know, just the production, the soul you can hear, you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, like, same with like, man, Otis Redding, those guys, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
dude. Like,
Us too.
But like, music these days, like, and I don't feel like enough of the youngsters to give like the old school credit, man. Like,
I've noticed that, and that's so strange,
dude, like,
man.
These young music as a whole versus now, it's like, you know, people grab onto just a few things, and I'm like, man, like, if you want to talk music, like, let's go all the way back to the 50s, you know what I mean? Let's go to the first Wu-Tang album, you know, like, shit, you know, we can go there to fucking Bruce Springsteen down there, shit, or Elvis, you know, like, we can put anything in. I'm gonna be able to at least conversate with you about this song, this era, versus now, like, I'm like, man, like,
it makes
there's
you
more
wonder
to it.
what changed with the younger generation. Like why did they lose that?
Oh yeah.
Why did they lose that part of the people before you? You know what I'm saying? The
yeah.
big guys. Why are you not appreciating the big guys?
Yeah. Like, where's the love at for the people that paved the way so these, you know, young cats can do what they love, just like, you know, we're able to do it, but we also know, hey man, like if it wasn't for these guys paving the way, you know, inspiring me, we wouldn't be doing this shit. Right. You know, like we're working in speaking of Super Bowl this year, the halftime show with man, Dre, Snoop, Eminem, all of them out there, man. Like when they all came out, I was like, that's what, when I think rap, everybody that was on that stage, I was like, that's it right there. Like these are all originators. You see Snoop up there, you see Eminem, and I'm like, hey, that's where it's at.
Yeah. And then, you know, and then they had 50 out there, and they was kind of making jokes like, he eating that food now, he eating that down south, that Houston food.
Oh yeah, because he ain't so jacked. He kind of like cool blooded, man.
He's kind of fat swole. He's kind of strong and fat. Man.
Yeah, he ain't old Rip 50 anymore, man.
Nah, man. That was like the difference between New York food and down south food. I was like, man, but yeah, that halftime show was. It was something to see that because that was the first, like we hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
they had. I remember the titty debacle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Back in the day,
like and Janet Jackson.
Yeah, but
that was pretty cool and dope. But just rap shit,
So to me, that was like one of the best Super Bowl shows ever. You know, I'm like shit. Like the OGs just went out and like they laid it down, shut it down, dropped the mic and bounced. You know, I was just like, God, I was like, that's how you fucking do it. No flaws, no fucking like. Big effects and shit. They just went out there, laid it, fucking, and bounced. You know, I was like, that's how the fucking old school does it, man.
Did you watch the Oscars, man?
No, man, dude. I was about that. God, man, like, what the fuck was Will Smith thinking? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm looking at it in so many different ways and so many different.
I'm thinking like,
but I don't think I mean, on some jokey shit, I was like, he wouldn't have did that to Eddie.
Dude,
he would have. But I mean,
Will Smith, we know for a damn fact, if it was anybody else other than Chris Rock, if it was The Rock, you wouldn't have went up there and bitch. Like,
why did you do that, bro? You didn't have to do that, man.
Man, like, when I saw that, I was just like,
you one of the best ever to do it, bro. But that you lost your mind.
Man.
If that shit was real, if that shit actually literally happened, bro, you gotta chill out, man.
Man, I still feel like there's some kind. I thought it was a setup. Like when my girl
too.
sang, I was like, nah, that ain't real. And then I heard him shouting and people were laughing. I was like,
That
he was
made
just
it look
laughing.
so real.
Like the dude was just laughing about it.
Yeah.
And then he's walking up on stage, and Chris Rock was like, "Oh, here he comes!" And I was like,
Right.
Oh.
And it's almost like Chris Rock like leaned in for it, like he was like, "Come on, hit me if you want to." You know what I mean?
because I was like, I
It's
didn't
weird,
hear it,
bro.
It was just sounded like an added effect or something. Like it didn't sound like a real slap. It sounded like
I'm so in the middle of like trying to figure out, bro, if it's real or if it's fake. Because sometimes it looks real. You're like, yeah, it's real, and then you're like, nah, fuck no.
And so me, I'm the conspiracy theorist. You know, so I'm sitting there. I was like, oh yeah, this shit's happening. The fuck's happening on the other side of the world? Y'all hide from us. So y'all paid Will Smith some money to go smack the fucking piss out of Chris Rock because what was one of the, because y'all eating children over there and whatever.
Yeah.
Remember when that shit was going around? They were like people working at Disney or kidnapping kids.
Dude, just outlandish shit, man.
Dude,
like the Illuminati is just fucking the whole game up as usual. Y'all still fucking up shit.
Yeah. Now they got Will Smith smacking the piss out of Chris Rock, and Chris Rock has done some. I've heard him say stuff about like other people, like that was like 10 times worse than that. I was just kind of like, man, come on, G.I. Jane. I was like, he didn't go out there and talk about like, I fucked your wife or some shit, you know? Like,
how about that boy August? What about? But we're not trying to say that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Man, the whole thing's fuck. I was just like, they were like, Will Smith issues apology, and they're like, nothing yet from Chris Rock. I'm like, the motherfucker probably don't want to leave his house because he got bitch slapped and had to hold his composure and knew that he really couldn't say nothing. I mean, like, you got Chris Rock and you got Will Smith, so he's not really going to be like, oh, you punk bitch, come back up here, you know? He's just like, wow, I don't know what to do. This has never happened, poor guy.
Bro, that whole shit was insane. You know what?
But then, man, it didn't warrant no bitch slap. Like, and then Will Smith, he said, he was like, oh, man, what'd he say? Oh, I'm still growing, I'm still learning. I'm like, dude, you're an accomplished, not just an accomplished, you are a highly accomplished professional who's made it to what, he's probably 50 or closing in on 50, you know? I'm like,
should be.
I'm like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, I understand we're all, like, you and I both, like, we all have room for growth and everything, spiritually and in our lives, but I'm like, man, I'm like, dude, you have to be more aware of who you are and your status to go and bitch slap Chris Rock.
And see, in a setting like that, okay, we know that's a Hollywood setting. They're all actors. Everybody's there. That's what leads me more to believe it was scripted. It was more set up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems
everybody had to know something. Yeah, or somebody knew.
Yeah, because nobody jumped up there to try to stop it. Nobody like grabbed them, but they're like, oh, but during the commercials, this happened. I'm like, but it, like, come on, like, and they're like, Chris Rock hasn't said. I'm like, I'm waiting for the big, like, we got you, because able to maintain your composure if, like, you know, you're sitting there and then all of a sudden somebody comes up on stage and bitch slaps you and.
Bro, no, you know what I'm gonna tell you? No, not. I don't think I would have unless I knew what was going on. So Chris Rock is either the most or one of the most professional dudes.
Yeah.
Ever.
But we know he is.
And is held down. Yeah, you got to know that he is, and you got to give him that.
Yeah.
Or either that was scripted. Will has a movie coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
People.
And he won an award for it.
Publicity is everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
get people talking about whatever this and that. Get people talking. But yeah,
everything else be like, hold on, wait, Will Smith smacked the fuck out of Chris. Like, I wouldn't have been able to hold my composure. I'd have been.
That would be like me. We know each other. We're familiar with each other, right?
Right.
We've done business. We've hung out on some cool shit, whatever. We doing this right now.
Yeah.
That would be like me or you. If I say something crazy, you slap the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Then we continue on with the interview.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that ain't in a normal setting. That ain't gonna happen. No. Cameras go off. Everybody parts ways, whatever, and it's done. So, like, just to happen like that, I'm like, and he just kept, like you said, either it's scripted or it's like he was just so fucking cool and chill that he's just like kept going. Devil comes at you when you're making strides, when you're growing, and man, we got to, like, they throw some bullshit at you, 24/7. Devil's always throwing shit at you, so might have threw Will a curveball and he's fucking swung and missed,
Well, he swung and hit.
Yeah,
depending on
Yeah, literally, he did swing a hit right now. I was like, man, fucking Will Smith done smacked the shit out of fuck Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Man, what's the future holding for Zig?
Man, I don't know, bro. Time will tell, man. We gotta keep it just in perspective and keep looking.
Oh yeah,
keep mashing.
Keep grinding.
This right here is amazing to me.
Yeah. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I'm through with Houston Hughes.
Coming
That's
through.
how we coming.
Hey, that's how we do it.
Shout out to KBF. Shout out to my bro out there in Germany, man. We bringing back that fast like a comet. We bringing that joint back. I got Baby Eazy-E on one of the remixes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that boy for sure. And hey, and this boy right here, Houston Hughes, did that video. You know what I mean? So hey, it's been work. We've been working.
Yeah, we've been like
having fun doing it.
Yeah, hey man, we've been
solid.
Yeah. Man, so yeah, but we'll be coming through with some more episodes. Is what is it? The pilot episode.
Yeah.
I want my goal is to bring people together to help support, promote those that inspire me, those people I believe in, those people that go out and grind it, and they haven't stopped. So
right.
You're a perfect example of somebody who just went out there, like, hustled, you pushed through it, like the naysayers, you basically just shrug them off, like, push them out of the way, and you're still doing your thing, and it's progressively getting better. Every piece of work that comes out is better.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But
right.
And
it's your boy Z.I.G FCF. I'm in here with Houston Hughes. We coming through, you know what I'm saying? And yo, ZIGFCF.com, you know what I mean? Z.I.G FCF TV on YouTube, Z.I.G on Spotify. Yeah, he gonna link y'all to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna link y'all to him. And we coming through with Houston Hughes, baby. You know what it is.
Yep, Houston Hughes here with Zig. Like, subscribe, follow. We'll have links up. We're out.
We get the bag in this. Hey, we get the bag in this easy. Hey, these rappers gonna have to believe.